welcome back to the 410. My name is Adrian, your host, and we're back here on a Wednesday on the 410. Big show here coming up right before the finals. We're going to talk about the Orioles today. They're on a win streak. Definitely got to keep that going there for them. We're going to talk about the WNBA recap from last night, where we still have two undefeated teams. And then, of course, we're going to get into the NBA Finals preview here. I finally got to give you my prediction here on the 410. No need to keep you waiting any longer. Before we get in any of that, K-Hill Electric on standby for any electrical needs, whether they're big, small. You let them know exactly what you need. They'll be on the way with the best service, best price in town. Just make sure you let them know you heard about them here on the 410. All right, Orioles, they're going to do the unthinkable like I've been telling you every single day here for the last, month, 2 months. We're going to catch fire here, and everybody in the league is saying, oh, my goodness, the Orioles are playing good. Well, they have a good team. Like I said, that's why I've been crying, screaming from the stadium rooftop, saying what in the world is going on with them. We're on a 4-game winning streak. We got the job done yesterday. Tomoyuki was on the mound. Like I said, Rookie of the Year aspirations for him. He gave up 1 run yesterday, big home run, actually. The man, he belted that thing too, by the way. But my goodness, the Orioles, we're showing up here with some new people coming into the fold here. We got Colton Cowser. We activated him from AAA. And what did he do? He blessed us with a home run right out the gate there. So, of course, we want to see more out of him. And then Heston Kjerstad, he must have known I was talking about him yesterday because he got 2 hits. And then my, Mr. Adley Rutschman, thank you for joining the party. He must didn't like what I said about Bobby Witt Jr. yesterday. Well, he showed me 3-hit day yesterday. I'm not going to shut up yet, Adley. You need to keep on performing just like that. Go ahead and prove me wrong that we made the right decision by going ahead and picking you over Bobby Witt Jr. Prove me wrong, Adley. I love to see it. Of course, we're going up against tonight. Our hopes are with young Cade here on the mound. Cade, Felix Batista, he closed the game down yesterday. Open the door for Cade today to get on the mound and do the same thing we were doing yesterday, pitching that gym. Cade, it's all on you, man. The season is basically resting on your shoulders tonight. We got to get the job done against Seattle. Don't be surprised if I'm at the game next Tuesday against Detroit and we've been on a 9-game winning streak. Yep, that's what I'm predicting right here on the 410. A 9-game winning streak. I don't know if you looked at our schedule, but it's definitely a way for us to get it done here. We just need to take care of business out here in Seattle. And then we have the A's coming up after that. And I'm telling you, we can put together a string of games and go on this streak here and be playing against the Tigers, which is one of the best teams in the league here. And we can show exactly what we're made of right here at home. I can't wait. You know I'll be down here on Tuesday. All right, let's get into the WNBA last night. We had 3 games on tap. First one up was the Indiana Fever going up against the Mystics. They were already playing when I was filming this yesterday. The Mystics, I think they were down already. They never were able to track this game here. They lost this one 85-76, even without Caitlin Clark here. Once again, the Mystics, one of the, I'm not going to say the worst teams in the league, but not the best team in the WNBA for sure. Next game up was the undefeated Lynx going up against the Mercury. And, of course, they stayed undefeated. Just like I told you, we're going to keep locking them out and the Liberty out until they prove us otherwise. They play each other. I mean, that's the only way. We can't pick them. They won this game 88-65, covering the spread, no problem. Last game of the night was the Dallas Wings going up against the Seattle Storm. Of course, the Wings, they've been struggling there. They were on the road. They couldn't get the job done against the Storm here. They lost this game 83-77. No games tonight in the WNBA to talk about, but we definitely going to pick up that, and I'm going to try to get a little deeper into that here coming up shortly. It's just been really busy for your boy. I've been trying to set some stuff up here for the 410 package that I was telling you, gave you a little hint about yesterday. Still working on that, but trust and believe, the big things coming down the pipe for us here down at the 410. All right, getting into the NBA, that's on deck tomorrow. Yes, it's going to be the finals finally here for us to check that action out here. We got the MVP, SGA, and the gang going up against Halliburton and the Pacers, y'all. It's going to be an exciting series. I had to sit down and really look it over so I can give you the all the way around scoop here on the 410, break it down. So far, we've been moving along in the playoffs relatively unscathed. So we're going to pick this series the same way we've been picking all the rest of them. We're going to pick the winner. We're going to pick the champion just like we've been doing all the rest of these series here. All right, I'm going to go down the line. This is a deep set of teams here that we're talking about. Indiana, they have a deep roster. OKC has a deep roster. So it's definitely going to be a lot of pieces going to be playing a part and getting the job done here in the finals both ways here. So I'm just going to go down the line and how I see everything like I've been doing for you here. And we're going to get to the bottom of who we need to pick here on the 410. First up, of course, is going to be SGA going up against Halliburton. Now, are they going to see each other on defense? Probably not. They'll probably flip-flop who's going to play them just to conserve their energy. But for just all intents and purposes here and matching up the teams, we're going to just say SGA, Halliburton. They're not going to cancel each other out in this series. Thought I was going to say they're going to cancel each other out. So I've been doing some homework here. It looks like Halliburton struggles against OKC, y'all. I think the defensive pressure that they put on Halliburton is a bit more than what he's accustomed to during the year. And so they've really been keeping his numbers down. Now, obviously, he's been playing really, really well here in the playoffs. So, of course, I expect him to keep that up. But I think his numbers are going to dip a little bit, whereas though SGA, he's pretty much foolproof, going to get the job done over there. He's going to take enough shots to get the job done. So I think SGA is going to eke out Tyrese Halliburton in this series as far as production is concerned. Next matchup is going to be Andrew Nembhard going up against Luke Dort. Of course, Luke Dort, defensive specialist, Nembhard, defensive specialist. Both of them have a nice jump shot, shooting threes at a good clip. So I think they'll cancel each other out in this series. But of course, Luke Dort, he's all defensive material there. So they'll probably slide him on Halliburton at times, making things uncomfortable for him. So I look for him to play a huge role in this series. If Halliburton was smart, he'd definitely look to try to get Luke Dort in foul trouble because he is a hack master. They'll make the call, I'm trying to tell you. Basically, the plan for me, if I'm the guard running up against OKC, I'm doing everything I can do to get them referees blowing them whistles and get them to back off of me so I can operate through the rest of the game. Next matchup is going to be Jalen Williams going up against Aaron Naismith. Of course, Williams, he's definitely been doing his thing throughout the playoffs. He's an all-star. Aaron Naismith, he had a great game and a couple of great dunks throughout the series. They had last series for Indiana. So he's definitely going to probably pick up where he left off in his last series. But, of course, Jalen Williams being an all-star, and we've seen him drop 30 in the playoffs already. Not that we haven't seen Naismith drop some buckets in the playoffs, but I think Williams is definitely going to outperform Naismith overall in this series. So I'm going to give the edge to Oklahoma City here in this matchup. Next matchup is going to be Isaiah Hartenstein going up against Miles Turner. Of course, it would be Chet Holmgren as far as size is concerned, but because Chet is a little more nimble than what Hartenstein is. Hartenstein is the banger. He's going to go under the glass. That's what Miles Turner is going to be. Of course, he's the oldest member of the Pacers there. Been there for 10 years. So he's going to definitely put in some work here in the playoff. So I give the edge to Indiana in this matchup with Turner going up against Hartenstein. I don't think Hartenstein is going to provide a whole lot of oomph on offense for them, but I think Turner will definitely get a shot at getting some stuff done if Indiana can open up the floor. Last matchup is going to be Chet Holmgren going up against Pascal Siakam. Of course, this is going to be a very interesting matchup because Pascal is going to try to draw Chet out and do what he can do. But of course, Chet's very nimble, so he should be able to operate like that. But on the other end, of course, Siakam is not going to be able to do too much with Chet Holmgren under the glass. So this is one of those toss-ups here. Who's going to be more productive here? I'm going to give the edge actually to OKC and Chet Holmgren in this just because I think that Chet Holmgren is going to give you the overall value on the court. He's going to give you some points. He's going to give you some blocks in this series. He's definitely going to hit the glass. I think he's going to outperform Pascal in those areas here, which is why I'm going to give the edge to OKC in this matchup. When we start talking about the benches here, the benches are relatively, I would say, almost even on both of these teams here. You definitely are bringing Alex Caruso in the game on OKC side, and you're definitely bringing Obi Toppin in the game in Indiana. So, my goodness, it's hard for me to say whose bench is better. I love Obi Toppin, but of course, OKC, their bench has been performing overwhelmingly all year to everybody they've been playing. I'm just trying to say that I think that OKC is going to pull this out. I think the benches are even, but I definitely think that SGA, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, that three-headed monster there in the starting five, when you put them up against Indiana's starting five, I think they're just going to be too much for them to handle here. And of course, I don't see Indiana being able to win a game in OKC. And that's what this pick boiled down to me. I don't know what the series is going to end up in. I think it's actually going to be a quicker series than what I'm hoping for here. I want to see great action here in the finals here. I don't want it to be a short finals. I'm sorry. I don't want to see a sweep, anything like that. I want them to fight. I want us to get some good basketball. But once again, I feel like OKC, on this historic season that they've been on, they're going to cap it off with a champion, y'all. And you heard it here on the 410. Oklahoma City Thunder will be your 2025 NBA champions. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for all your time. Of course, I'm going to jump back in here tomorrow, give you the update on the O's. We should be on that 5-game win streak right about now when we're talking tomorrow. And definitely, if you haven't already, please subscribe to this. If you haven't already, please like some stuff on here. Share it with somebody. We're going to continue to grow the 410 here. This is Adrian. Like I told you before, please check in with your family and friends. And also, to all my service members, my Marines, please, if you need any help, go and talk to somebody about it. If you need to, message me on here. I'll talk to you myself. And my goodness, check on your family and friends. Make sure they're doing okay. This is Adrian here on the 410.